What if becoming a doctor wasn't just about cramming facts from a textbook? What if, from day one, it was about learning to think like a scientist and act with a really strong moral compass? Well, today we're looking at a place built on that exact idea, Peshawar Medical College. Let's dive into how they pulled it off. And that's really the big question, isn't it? It's something every medical educator on the planet has to grapple with. How do you train doctors to be more than just skilled technicians? How do you make them compassionate, ethical, and always curious? This is the core problem that Peshawar Medical College was literally designed to solve. So let's hit rewind and go back to the very beginning, to the vision that sparked this whole thing. This was never just about pumping out more doctors. The goal here was way bigger, to totally redefine what it means to be a doctor in the 21st century. Okay, picture it. It's 2005. A nonprofit called the Prime Foundation looks around and sees this huge gap. They saw a desperate need for a medical school that did more than just teach the basics. They wanted one that would bake strong ethical values and a real passion for research right into the DNA of its students. And that's the gap they decided they had to fill. A big vision is a great start, for sure, but making it happen, that's everything. So how did they take these incredible founding principles from just an idea on paper and turn them into a respected, thriving college? Let's walk through their journey. And wow, what a journey it was. Just look at this timeline. It shows this incredibly fast and successful path. It was founded in 2005, with Professor Dr. Najibul Haq leading the charge. And just 1 year later, their first students were in class. By 2011, their first batch of doctors graduated. And get this, by 2019, they were already the top-ranked private medical college in the whole province. That's not just growth, that's an absolute meteoric rise. And this right here, this is their North Star. This isn't just some catchy motto they put on a brochure. It is the core philosophy that's woven into every single lecture, every lab, every single interaction with a patient. It really boils down to a powerful, simple idea. Be amazing at what you do, and be a fundamentally good person while you're doing it. So, what's the secret sauce here? What really makes PMC stand out from the crowd? Well, it all comes down to two pretty radical, game-changing ideas that broke away from traditional medical school. Let's dig into the first one. First up, let's talk about how they teach. They use something called an integrated modular system. So forget studying anatomy in year 1 and physiology in year 2. Here, students take on one body system at a time, like, say, the cardiovascular system, and they learn everything about it all at once. The anatomy, the way it works, the diseases that affect it. The point isn't just to memorize a bunch of disconnected facts. It's to build a deep, holistic understanding of the body and connect it to real patients from the get-go. And this comparison just lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you've got the old way, separate blocks of info stacked on top of each other. But then you look at PMC's approach. It's this interconnected spiral where knowledge just grows and weaves together. It's a completely different way of thinking about how to teach medicine. All right, on to the second game changer. And honestly, this one is huge. It's a requirement that makes PMC stand out, not just in Pakistan, but really anywhere in the world. The college is built on this core belief. To be a great doctor, you can't just be a consumer of medical knowledge. You have to understand how that knowledge gets made in the first place. And that brings us to this number, 5. That's how many research papers every single student has to complete before they can graduate. Just think about that for a second. This isn't some optional honors project for a few students. It's a core requirement for everyone. They aren't just training doctors. They're creating physician scientists who know how to analyze evidence and can actually contribute to the future of medicine. Okay, so having a revolutionary curriculum is one thing, but we all know medicine is ultimately learned by the patient's bedside, not just in a lecture hall. So how does PMC bridge that crucial gap between theory and real-world practice? Well, to make sure their students get that critical hands-on experience, PMC is affiliated with 3 different teaching hospitals. And these aren't just places for students to pop in for a quick rotation. Nope. These are living laboratories where that whole integrated curriculum gets put to the test every single day, as students learn by actually taking care of people in the community. And this deep commitment to professionalism, it extends to every single detail, even the college's very distinct dress code. It's more than just a uniform, you know? It's a daily reminder of the discipline and the huge responsibility that comes with being a doctor, and it reinforces that ethical character building that's so central to everything they do. And it's pretty clear that this unique way of doing things is turning heads far beyond Pakistan. Well, yeah, most students are local, a pretty big chunk comes from all over the Middle East and Africa. This international mix creates a way richer, more diverse learning environment for everybody, exposing all the students to different perspectives in the classroom and in the clinic.
So when you put all these pieces together, the integrated teaching, the required research, the intense clinical focus, what's the result? What's the lasting legacy that Peshawar Medical College is building here?
This chart really puts their impact into perspective. I mean, look at it. You can see how PMC's focus on an integrated curriculum and mandatory research just set them apart. They were the very first private college in the province to do this, basically raising the bar for what a private medical education could and frankly should be. And hey, the proof is in the pudding, right? With over 15 graduating classes now working in top hospitals all over the globe and contributing to more than 500 research publications, PMC has truly set a new gold standard. They've proven that a private school can actually lead the way in creating a socially responsible, research-driven model for education. Now, one interesting little detail you might notice is that the college has affiliations with two different major universities. And instead of that being confusing, it actually tells us something really important. It shows just how deeply and flexibly PMC is integrated into Pakistan's broader academic world, anchoring its innovative model right within the national system. Which brings us right back to where we started. Peshawar Medical College gives us a pretty powerful answer to that big question. By embedding ethics and research into the very heart of medical training from the first day, you create something more than just a doctor who can spit back facts. You create a physician who thinks critically, acts ethically, and has the tools to not just practice medicine, but to actually push it forward. And it leaves you with one last thing to think about. What would our future look like if this became the blueprint for medical schools everywhere?